welcome to the Hooked on Hilos Craftcast. My name is Maricela, or Mari if you prefer. Today is August 9th, 2019, and this is episode 42. Hello everyone, it has been quite a while, the whole summer. I was really hoping to be able to make some time and record during the break, but unfortunately I just couldn't. Lots of things happened during the summer. Some good, some not so good, but we are all good now, and yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with the stuff I have to show you, and at the end of the episode I will talk to you about my summer. So let's get started. I do have some finished objects. I finished my pixel socks, which I had been working on for a little bit. I actually ended up ripping back. I just cut the yarn because I couldn't deal with it. I kept messing up and I felt like my tension was way too tight with the ones I had on. So I ended up switching to a thicker needle. I was using 2 millimeters and I moved up to a 2.75. I apologize for them not looking so nice, but I did wear them. Sorry. And I ended up getting some sock blockers from an Etsy shop, which I will link down below. But I thought I only have one of them here. I don't know what I did with the other one. Anyways, the pixel socks are from Pearl Soho. They are knit or knitted, however you want to say it. You knit them from the toe up. But since I messed up so much and was getting so frustrated with them, I ended up doing them cuff down, but it's fine. Everything worked out. It was the first time that I did this type of stripe thing with the heel. It was very easy. It's just a heel flap and gusset. I think I did a pretty good job not leaving holes, and I love this pattern. I think it's beautiful. I don't know if my camera will focus on them, but they are beautiful. So yes, I have a pair. I did wear them already, so that's why they're a little bit unkept. And like I said, I ended up cutting the ones that I had on before. I don't know if it'll be obvious how much tighter they were. They were a little bit tight here, like, yeah, you can't really tell, but they were tight, so I wasn't happy with them, so I'm glad I restarted them and finished them all up. And then I also finished the Weasley Homestead, or the Weasley Homestead by Erica Luder. I don't remember if I had shown these to you before or not. Let me see if I close the curtain a little bit. Oh, that helps. Okay. These were very easy. The pattern is not hard at all. And so I would highly recommend them. It was my first time doing the Eye of Partridge heel, and I enjoyed it. So yes, and these were 64, and I used 2.75 millimeter needles because the yarn is a little bit thicker, and I used this yarn, which is Blue Moon Fiber, and I really enjoyed it. I like their yarn a lot. And it seems to be quite sturdy. I had made another pair of socks using that yarn, and I really am enjoying them. They are holding up really, really nicely. And then I also made some incantation socks, and this pattern is by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. I'm only showing you one, but I have both of each pair, just so you know. This is the incantation socks. This was also not a difficult pattern to memorize. I love this this yarn. I ended up getting it at a shop. It's not too close, but you know, it's not that far either. I live kind of in the middle of nowhere, so to me, like, a 45-minute drive doesn't seem that long, because it takes about 20 minutes to get to a store. So, you know, another 20 minutes and I'm at a yarn shop. It's fine. But yeah, so this one I got from Yarning For You, and I don't have the tag with me, but I believe I put it on my Instagram, so I'll insert a picture here so you can see who the dyer is, and I love it. This also is a thicker yarn, so I also used 2.75 millimeter needles, and I loved it. The colorway is There's a Cowboy in My Boot, and I believe that's a reference to Toy Story, because Woody says there's a snake in his boot. So, yes. And then, with the leftovers of the skeins that I just showed you from the Weasley Homestead and the incantation, I decided to make myself a pair of Rose City rollers. This is the one that I used for the Weasley Homestead, and then these are the incantation, and I do have the pair, and I used 2.75 millimeter needles, and I think I did 64 stitches, but I'm not sure. I may have gone down to maybe a 56. These I also did either 56 or 54 depending on the repeat. But I love them. And Rose City rollers you will see many of coming up, because not like this episode but later on, because I will tell you why in a little bit. I do have another pair. I guess I'll tell you now. I do have another pair of Rose City rollers, and these are actually for my sister, because when we went to Florida over the summer, and while we were there, look at that color. Isn't it beautiful? She chose it out. My sister and I ended up going to a yarn shop, and I went in, and then she's like, oh, I think I want to get some yarn too. And I was like, okay. But she's not a knitter or a crocheter. She has tried her hand at embroidery, but it's not something that she can't wait to do. So I was a little surprised that she said that. And then she's like, oh, I would like for you to make me some socks. And I was like, okay. So she bought the yarn, and I will be making her socks. She bought 2 skeins, so I'm thinking I can get at least 2 pairs out of each skein, since she wants them to be Rose City rollers, because this is the pattern that she likes. She doesn't like long socks, and they are lovely. And a friend of mine and I were talking about the Rose City rollers, and how even though we have other socks in our closet, the Rose City rollers just tend to be the ones that we go to. They're just very comfortable, and they were so quick to knit, right? So like I said, you will see more Rose City rollers coming up, because I will be making them for my sister. For her Rose City rollers, I used this yarn, which like I said, she picked out. It was of a local dyer to Florida, Sunshine Dye Works, and this was the iced violet color. Iced violets, I'm sorry. So yeah, I haven't weighed it, so I'm not sure how many grams are left, but I think I should have plenty, especially if I mix and match the other ones. But I also, from that, I will move on to oh, I'm sorry. I have one more thing to show you that is finished. Two more things. First thing is this little bunny. The pattern is called Pitsy, and it is a pattern by Leticia Delgado, I believe. Yes. This is a free pattern, but she does have some that are for sale if you find that you like her patterns, which I did. I really enjoyed this one. It is a free pattern, so I can let you know that it is crocheted from the bottom up, and my favorite part was that there was it was continuous, like the whole body was crocheted in one go. You just have to attach the arms and the ears, which I really like because I feel like it gives more structure to the neck than if you sew the neck onto it. So I really liked it. I've actually made a few of these. I believe this is my third one. I made one for the youngest of our nieces on my husband's side, and then I made one for my sister's niece as a thank you, and I've made this one. This one I meant to give to our neighbors before they moved, but I didn't have a chance to see them, so I didn't give it to them, but I am in contact with them still, so I should be able to mail this out to them. And yeah, I hope she enjoys it because I really loved making it. So we will see. But yeah. Okay, sorry. Now moving on to excuse me, works in progress. I started another pair of Rose City rollers for my sister. This is the other colorway. And honestly, I don't remember if she chose this one or I chose this one. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm just going to make socks. So this is the yarn. And this is from May Fibers in the Malibu color. It is a 75% merino, 25% nylon. And there are 436 yards in here. And yeah, so I just started these last night, because I have been working on something else, but it's gotten to that point where it's just like torture working on it. And I know it sounds bad, but you get to a point, I believe, in quite big projects where you just are ready for it to be done. So I am getting there. So this is one of my works in progress. Let me go get the other one. Okay, so the super tedious, don't want to work on it right now project is this scarf for my sister-in-law. I have made a lot of progress since I showed it to you guys last. So I was here and I'm all the way up there, but I don't want to work on it because it's just frustrating. My tension is all over the place. I have some nice, lovely color work, and then I have some not so lovely color work, which is really tight. I have others where it's really loose. So I am not so happy with it, and I had originally wanted to do two sections of 7 flowers on each side with a section of 9 flowers in the middle to go in the back. But seeing as how how my tension is just all over the place. Even now, like, this is what I worked on yesterday, and it's like kind of loose in the yellow, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I was trying so hard to keep a consistent tension, but it's just not working. So now I'm very discouraged. I have thought about just ripping it out and doing something completely different, but then I see all the work that I've already put into it, and therefore I will not be doing that. But it does get a little bit frustrating, but that's okay. You know, sometimes it happens. So anyways, that is the only other thing I'm working on, because I'm really trying to finish it, and just that way I can be done and move on and just be done. But the other thing I wanted to show you that I forgot to grab is this beautiful hat. This is the June hat by, I don't remember the designer. I will put the information here. But she is having, I've mentioned her before, she is having the year of hats. And so this is the June hat. Like I said, I'll put her name down here, so if you guys want to go check her out, she is on Ravelry. And so her hats, she puts out a new pattern every month for a different hat. And so that was the June hat, and I really liked it. And for that, I used worsted weight yarn. It's actual wool. It's 100% wool. And the color is beautiful. It's not an olive green. It sounds gross saying it, but like puke green, you know? That's the kind of green it is. And then a brown. And I think I should have enough to be able to make another hat. Maybe the same hat with the colors opposite. And yeah, so that is that. And yeah, I told you guys I got some sock blockers. I got some for me and some for my husband. The only downside, I don't know if you can see, his are longer, but the foot's not very long on his, and so if I block his socks, there's this little like thing that goes in there. So I think I will get some other ones later on, but I will make sure that I check the length of the actual leg, since he likes longer socks. These short, like the shorter leg is no problem for mine, since I don't like long socks anyways. So they should be okay. And like I said, I will put a link to this shop in the description box. What else? I think that's all I have. I did want to show you some stuff that I got. Like I said, I went to Florida with my sister, and we ended up going to a shop called Stash, a place for yarn. I got one of their pins. I don't know if you can see it there. Oh, there it goes. It was such a cute little shop. We did have to drive a little bit, but it was really nice drive. We got to go over this really big bridge, and it was just beautiful view because we got to go over the water and everything. So it was really nice. Anyway, so like I said, I showed you the yarns that my sister got, and all of the yarn that we got were of local dyers to that shop. And so I also got some Sunshine Dye Works, but this is the second date colorway. And as you know, I love purple, so I know I chose this one. The ones that I get iffy about are this one and this other one. I'm not sure who chose which, so I just grabbed whatever to make my sister her other pair of socks, and this one's gonna be mine now. But this one is also from May May Fibers, and this one is called Sea Anemone. I love the colors as well. I really liked the blue here. And then I saw this one and fell in love with it, and this one is called Lonely Hearts Club, and this is from Fiber Seed. And from what I understand, she was local to them and then ended up moving, so she is now somewhere else, but she used to live in Florida. So this one I think is so beautiful. It reminds me more of like flamingos than anything else, but yeah, so it's very, very nice. And I also got these two, but these I got from someone that was destashing, and this is lace weight. And my friend came over and she's like, what are you gonna do with lace weight yarn? I was like, I don't know, something. So I need to come up with a plan of what to do with it. But it's really nice, so I do want to use it. And this is Knit Picks Shadow, and the color is Oregon Coast. And I've never used this Knit Picks yarn before, so I was like, well, if she's destashing, that would be a good, she is destashing, then that would be a good time to try something different. So I did, and I ordered something else, but I don't remember where I left it because I've been moving stuff around in my room and trying to organize and get all of this situated. But anyways, and when I went to the yarn shop here in Georgia, I also got some Oink pigment, which I have been wanting to try her yarn for a while, and I ended up getting a little pigtail, which is, you know, a mini. But then I was talking to my friend and I was like, I don't even know why I got a mini. I should have just gotten a full skein. But it is cute, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it because I don't have any colors really to go with it. Like, I don't have any solids that would go with it, I don't think. So I don't know what I'm going to do. My son has asked for a blanket, but I don't know if I want to start that whole little squares thing, and it seems like never ending, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do it. My husband does like what's it called? He likes the granny square blankets. I've made him, I think, 2, maybe 3, and they all get taken away by the kids. I'm sorry I'm all over the place. I forgot to show you this bag. This one I used some cotton, and I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. And I made this for one of the nieces, but I'm not sure which one. And I just really liked this stitch. I don't even remember where I saw it, and I was like, ooh, I could do something with that. So I made this lovely bag. I did end up making it a drawstring bag, even though I was hoping for a different closure, but it just seems to be so much easier. And then whichever niece, they live in Florida, and so they go to the beach. So I was thinking that this would be something they could just toss their stuff in and, you know, go. So I do need to make a handle for it. And so it's kind of done, I guess. I don't know. Should it be a works in progress or a finished object? You guys decide. If I end up adding the handle, you know, by next episode, I'll show it to you guys. Okay, now back to what I was going to show you. I also ordered something from Ashley at Ash Love Makes, and I was chatting with her, and I really like her bags, so I ordered this one, just little sheeps. Well, I actually ordered two, but one of them is not for me, so I'll show it to you. But I'm not sure which one I'm keeping, but it'll be fine. And they're both lovely. She does wonderful work. She sells her stuff through Instagram, so if you guys want to follow her on Instagram, I would highly suggest it. I will put her hashtag here. I was showing it to my friend because she sews as well. She's my crafty friend. And she was like, oh my gosh, she does really nice work. I was like, I know. Tell me about it. That's why I love her bags. Because I do. And I also ordered some not stitch markers, progress keepers from her. Which one of them is a pineapple and the other one is an empanada. Although, if you are in the medical field, you might think it's a severed foot. My friend came over and I was showing them to her and she's like, oh my gosh, I thought that was a severed foot. And I was like, no, it's an empanada. I was like, but I could ask her to make you a severed foot if you want. And she's like, no. That's just what my first thought was. So, just saying. Ashley, if you want to make some severed feet, then you totally should. And then she threw in some cute little measuring tapes, which are adorable. And that is it. That's all I have for you guys. I apologize for this episode being a little crazy and like, everywhere. But I was just not very prepared, even though I stay home and I should be. But I got sick this past week. I ended up getting another little spell of vertigo, and that is not fun. So I was just feeling really, really sick for 2 days, and I wasn't sure how I was going to wake up yesterday because I was really hoping to have recorded earlier, and it didn't work out. So here I am today. And like I said, I do apologize for the scatterbrain and being all over the place. I thought I had all my stuff together, and I clearly did not. So anyways, if you were just here for the yarny content, then thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next episode. But if you want to hear about my summer, then please stay tuned. So the big thing that happened this summer is that we finally got through with our daughter's quinceañera, which was a big success. We were all so happy. There was a hiccup during it, but all is well now. So she had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. My sister-in-law was able to come all the way from California with her family and join us. Sadly, my brother-in-law couldn't be here, and my brother couldn't be here, but my sisters were there. And so we were all just having a really nice time. So there is a surprise dance that the quinceañeras will do besides just the normal waltz and stuff. But and she did great. She danced some K-pop, and then she also danced a I don't even know the name of it, to be honest. I believe it's Jarabe Tapatio, probably. And the only reason I don't remember is because I said it incorrectly, which you would think I would remember if I said it incorrectly, and it would just stick with you after that because you've said it incorrectly before. But now I'm so self-conscious. I think I may say it incorrectly, trying to fix it and say it correctly. But anyways, it's this beautiful dance, and so she got to dance with my brother-in-law and a couple of our family friends, and so she did great. But during rehearsal, she would always have some downtime between the dances because she danced, I believe, 4 or 5 songs besides the waltz, so it was a lot of dancing. She was dancing a lot. And during rehearsal, sometimes her knee would give out, but she would take a break and everything would be fine. But that night of the party, she danced everything like in one go. She only took a few minutes to change. She changed twice, and during the last dance, she somehow made it through. But then her knee just swelled up so bad and she was in so much pain. She couldn't walk afterwards, which was a total bummer because she was just really excited about being able to dance all night with her friends and enjoying the music and all of that stuff. And we had even talked to the DJ to make sure that he played some K-pop that she's really into. So everything was really set for her to have fun and enjoy her party. And then she got hurt. So after that, she couldn't do anything. She was just sitting at the table and just like being so frustrated because she couldn't dance. Some of her friends took turns sitting with her, and my husband and I took turns sitting with her, and everybody would come and just kind of say hi to her from once in a while. But she just couldn't dance. So that was the worst part of the entire thing, which I think is okay because she didn't break her leg or anything like that. It was just swollen because of overworked. It was just an overworked muscle, I believe. They couldn't find anything wrong with her. I had taken her to the doctor before that and they couldn't find anything wrong with her. So I don't know what it could be. So now we just keep an eye on it. And even if she doesn't dance, but if she is doing some sort of activity where she's using her knees a lot, then it will get a little sore, and so then I need to massage her leg and just get her to like relax a little bit, and then it's fine. But so now we just keep an eye on it, and I didn't think about it that day. I mean, we were like thinking about everything and nothing at the same time, it felt like. But it was really nice. My favorite part of the party was when she got to dance with my son, her little brother, which was just such a sweet, sweet moment. And I didn't have my phone with me the whole night except for that moment when they were dancing, and I took advantage and took a little video. But yeah, so it was a really, really nice party. She did have fun, even though she got hurt. Like, up until that point, she had a blast, which was amazing for me, because like I enjoyed how much she was enjoying herself. So that was really nice. And I also really liked, because we invited her friends from school and their parents. Like, we told them that everybody was more than welcome, because I thought it would be a really good idea for people of different cultures to experience our culture. So one of her friends' moms is from Africa, and she came and she was like, it was wonderful. I didn't know that you guys did all this. And thank you so much for inviting me. And it was just really nice. And then some of her friends really got excited and dressed up and everything. And they were like sending us pictures of them getting ready and getting their hair done. And their really, really nice outfits. And it was just so, so nice to see just how enthusiastic other people were responding to it. And we were very happy to have them. And when something like this happens, it's usually like, I told my husband, it always takes a village. And we are very grateful to our little village because they have always been there for us. Maybe sometimes we know we need them and other times we don't know, but they're there in case we do. And so I'm just very grateful to everybody that helped. And yeah, it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. We weren't sure if we wanted to do it, but now that we have, we're just so glad we did. But yeah, and then after that, our AC breaks. And so my sister was kind enough to have us for a couple of weeks. Not that it took that long for the air to get fixed, but just because we were home alone and she was home alone, she's like, we might as well just be together. And I was like, okay. So we went to stay with her for a little bit. And then we come back to our house. And this was right before we went to Florida. And we were coming in, bringing all our stuff from my sister's house. And I'm bringing something up. And our house tends to get overrun by wasps. So we try to be diligent about taking the nest down or spraying something to make sure them, like I also have flowers that they don't like or herbs that they don't like, and I'll put them out. But we were gone for quite a while, and so we weren't sure, like we had just gotten home, so we weren't sure where there were any nests. And apparently there was a nest right underneath the stairs where you come up onto our porch, and I got stung by a wasp on my foot. Which, if you've never been stung by a wasp, don't, because it is such a painful thing. Like I was telling my daughter, I'd rather have another child than get stung by a wasp. Only because my labor was not difficult. I know that there are women who have difficult labors. I understand that, but I'm speaking from my experience. And yeah, that thing hurt like nobody's business. And then it swole up. I got stung up, I believe I think it was a Saturday evening. So I didn't think much of it. I was like, it's fine, it'll just go away, whatever. But then slowly my foot was turning purple and swelling up like a blueberry. Like it was bad. And by Monday night, it was so bad that I couldn't even stand. Just having the blood flow down to my foot was so painful. So I ended up going to the emergency room, but I had to wait for my husband to come and pick me up. So I was waiting, and while I was waiting, I was chatting with a friend because she was concerned. And then she was like, hey, it's been a while. It's been a little bit. Like, shouldn't your husband been home by now? And I was like, yeah, well, let me check on him. So I call him and I check on him. And I'm like, hey, just wanted to make sure that you were okay and you're on your way or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I just had to stop right quick because somebody needed a ride. So I gave him a ride and now I'm headed back. Like, I'm headed your way. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, but you're okay, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I told my friend, I was like, oh, he just stopped by to give somebody a ride. And then he's coming to pick me up. And she was like, what? How can you be so calm and not be upset that he's not like just rushing to you or whatever? And I guess it would bother me if it wasn't my husband or something. But you know, like you've been with someone so long that stuff just doesn't bother you. Like that's the type of person that he is. My husband would take the clothes off of his back if he saw somebody in need. So I think in his head, he was thinking, my wife is at home, the hospital is there, whether I get there in 10 minutes or 30 minutes, I still, you know, everything is still going to be there. And that was what I ended up telling her. I was like, well, I'm going to be here whenever he gets here, and then we'll head over to the hospital. Like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. And he did say that. He's like, well, I know you're okay. Like, even though you're in pain, I know you're okay. Like, you weren't getting any worse, or like it wasn't like a life-death situation. And I was like, right, I understand. So anyway, so then we went to the emergency room, which took like no time at all. I was in and out in like less than 20 minutes, it seemed like. And they prescribed me some medicine, and I am all better now. But then we were going to Florida, like I said, with my sister, and she came to pick us up, and I forgot something. Like, what, we were all loaded and everything, and I was like, oh no, I forgot something, hold on, I have to go get it. So then I came back, and as I'm coming back, and my husband had knocked the wasp nest off already, and then like sprayed the stuff so that they don't come back or whatever. And I see one coming towards me, and I didn't want it to sting me in my face, but I also didn't think it was gonna sting me, so I just like went like this, and then it gets me on my finger. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, seriously. So it still hurt like a mother, but I apologize, it still hurt really bad. And because I was already on some medicine, I think the effect of it was a lot less severe, but it did still hurt. I came in and washed it, and just trying to not be so mad about it, but I was. And then I go back in the car, and then I was like, guess what just happened? And my sister's like, what? And I was like, I just got stung by a wasp again. She's like, how? You just went in and out. And I was like, yeah, when I was going in. And she's like, oh my gosh. I was like, but I'm gonna be really mad if I can't knit because it stung me on my finger. So it was okay. I was still able to knit. It was a little bit painful, but not bad enough to where I couldn't knit. So yes. And then I told my husband, I was like, I'm marked now. They know who I am. I'm gonna be stung all the time. But yeah, so now I'm afraid to go outside. But I think we're okay now. I haven't seen many around, and like I said, we are doing a lot better job taking all the nests down before they even get big or anything, so that's good. But it was a very painful ordeal. And then I believe that's it. Like I said, I told you about my vertigo this week, and that was just a crummy place to be, just because if you've never gotten something like that, like you can't even move your head. It feels like someone is shaking your head just uncontrollably. Even if you just go like this, it feels like you're going like this. Like what? Like whiplash type, but you're just really like moving very slowly. And it's painful and it hurts, and yeah, so that's what happened to me this week. But like I said, I am feeling much better. And what is also bad about it is that you never know how long it's gonna last. Like, it could last a few hours or it could last a week. And I was just hoping that it wouldn't last that long because I'm home by myself with my kids, and I can only not mother for so long. Like I can, luckily I have a teenager that can cook and do stuff for her brother if she needs to, but I don't like feeling like I can't take care of my kids. And when I have that pain of vertigo or when I get a migraine, like it's horrible feeling because you just feel impotent, like you can't do anything. Like no matter how hard I try, it just it's just a pain. So anyways, that is it for this episode. Hopefully it's not too long, and like I said, I do apologize again for the scatterbrain episode because I was just trying to get back into it. I apologize. It's been a while. Yes, so thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed, and don't forget to give me some thumbs up. I call it thumbs up. My daughter says I should say like, but like it, thumbs up it. I hope you guys are doing well. A big hug and kiss to all of you. Mwah. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. I very much appreciate it. And until next episode. Adios.